Tired of training arcs and the main character getting kicked around by every major villain of the story? Well, the guys we're going to speak about today are ready to turn the tables. So get ready to see 10 anime with an overpowered main character that cannot be defeated. Let's go. The anime starts with this whitehead guy destroying a helicopter with the flick of his fingers. So you know you've got something good coming up with this anime. This series follows the story of Kosuke Hyobu, who's an esper with natural powers. A betrayal leaves him strong and overpowered, but his kind heart still rescues innocents. The anime shows his struggle to rescue espers who are hunted by humans and how he gains the royalty of rescued espers. This anime belongs to the supernatural category, and it definitely uses that overpowered trope really well. Another great thing about this show is how it doesn't use the trope on all of its characters. By making weaker characters, you can see how our overpowered main character stands out from the crowd. Everyone needs some epic fantasy every now and then. If you're bored of isekai, then it's time to get into Heroic Age. Many of the characters in this show are based on Greek mythology. The show takes place in a futuristic world ruled by a few races or tribes, with interstellar travel capabilities. The story follows the adventures of the spaceship Argonaut and its crew in search of a solution to the universe's problems. The ship is carrying Dianela, a young human clairvoyant princess on a journey to discover the human race's mythical savior. This messiah is anticipated to aid humankind in its fight against the Silver and Bronze tribes, who are hellbent on annihilating humankind. It might be your save the day kind of story, but this time the chosen one is hella overpowered. We're back to talking about espers, but this time our main character is way too bored with the world, and instead of rescuing espers, he wants to stay away from them. Psyche K is about Psyche, who is born as an esper but wants to keep his powers hidden. He wishes for normal school life, but his powers always get in the way. And it doesn't help how he's surrounded by the most bizarre individuals. He's got the most overpowered girl in school following him, plus a best friend whose IQ goes into negative numbers. Psyche K knows how to handle his comedy really well, and it's got this strange sense of humor that will always make you laugh. If you love comedy anime, then you'll love this one. Yes, it's the anime with Big Brother. Irregular at Magic High School happens in a world now dominated by magic. Magic is trained at schools, and the ones who cannot use magic are cast out. Tatsuya may look like your average Joe in a high school, but that's before you hand him a gun. What's fascinating about Tatsuya is not only his godlike powers, but also the way he blends in magic with technology and combat skills to defeat his opponents. One thing I liked about the anime is the complex magic system, and how Tatsuya uses it to his advantage. You can see him pull out all those overpowered moves and defeat every opponent with a snap of his fingers. How cool is that?
Peço ao Senhor, conceda-nos ordem, Supremo. Oferecemos nossa total lealdade a ti. Oh, Momonga!
What's better than an overpowered hero? An overpowered anti-hero, of course. Overlord starts with a massively popular MMORPG game when it is suddenly shut down, leaving only a single guild leader by the name of Ains Gaun in it. Ains still has his servants working under him, but with all the players now gone, other races start to evolve in the new world. Ains sets out to find out the whereabouts of other players in the world. Like I said, Ains doesn't have a black and white moral code, so whenever someone tries to oppose him, he doesn't think twice about harming them, and this might include getting crushed to death or being chased by an army of monsters. So don't think I'm messing with this, Skull Lord.
You can't be!
I'd ask you how it feels to be beaten by a human, but you wouldn't hear me.
What happens when your grandpa is someone who is way too overpowered and you inherit his ability to destroy kingdoms with the flick of your fingers? Well, you get Wise Man's grandchild. This time, the innocent who is killed in our world is reincarnated as Shin Wolford in another fantasy world. Shin is the grandson of Merlin Wolford, who is one of the strongest magical users in the world. And obviously, his strength is passed on to his grandson. Shin has way too much power, and the anime starts to explicitly show his strength in the first few episodes. Even before that happens, you can see just how he shows these cool magic tricks in front of his friends. Well, what can I say? That's the advantage of having an overpowered grandpa. This is one of the more popular ones, and something that stood out from its genre because of the direction the writers took the story. If it wasn't obvious from the title, it's about Satoru Mikami, an average salaryman who is reincarnated in another world as a slime named Rimuru Tempest. He is bestowed divine protection by the dragon, and he soon heads off on his own adventure. His adventure contains a lot of eating, and this guy's abdomen clearly has enough space for all of it. The great thing about this show is that it focuses on the world building aspects and kingdom building aspects. Trust me, a slime can be a really good president. You'll understand what I mean after watching this show. We were speaking about Japanese anime all along, so let's give you some Chinese anime to take a look at. The King's Avatar follows the story of Yi Zhu, a professional esports player living in Hangzhou, China. In The King's Avatar, the main character is already a popular esports player, but once the team decides to use him for underhand marketing purposes, he decides to leave for good. Now working as a clerk, he meets one of his fans, and with his encouragement, he starts building up his character once again. This is different from your usual gaming anime, but if you like esports, then you're gonna love this one. Should I even go on to explain how powerful this guy is? He can literally lift up a castle and then throw it at you, and he does that without breaking a sweat. Want to know the coolest demon lord in the world? The one who got his own anthem sung by girls? Yeah, this is the one and only Demon King in the entire universe, and he fits this category. And it's none other than everyone's favorite, Anos Voldegard. If you need some power fantasy with a great main character, then this will be a great addition to your watch list. Anos will surprise you with his power over and over again. And even the toughest opponents will find trouble when facing off against him, when the main character is at the peak of his power. He started talking the moment he was born, so you know how overpowered this guy must be. Number 1. One Punch Man. Yes, Anos can throw castles, but can he stop attacks with one punch? One Punch Man is one of the most popular shows out there, and you should definitely have heard of this one. It follows the daily adventures of Saitama, along with his cyborg apprentice Genos, and the various threats they face. They cannot even be called threats because most of them die after one punch. This show really works well as both a shonen and a shonen parody. If you love lots of jokes, lots of fights that end soon, and a cyborg who powers up with each arc but still does nothing, then this is the show for you. So there you go guys, 10 anime with an overpowered main character that cannot be defeated. If you feel like we missed your favorite show, don't hesitate to mention it down below in the comments, and if you like the video, drop us a like and show your support. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't joined us yet and want to see more awesome content just like this. With that said, I'll see you in the next video.